Okay, so get this. Big Lots, the place. You pop in for like a patio set or maybe some snacks you've never even heard of before. Well, they almost went kaput. Yeah, bankruptcy, stores closing, the whole shebang.
It is kind of wild, though, when you think about it. For years, they were like this retail giant, stable,
Yeah.
customers loved them, selling closeout stuff seemed to be working for them. Then, boom, potential shutdown. Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Totally. It's like a business thriller or something playing out in all those, strip malls. What
Yeah.
happened? How'd they end up on the ropes like that?
Well, to get that, you got to go back to their foundation, their business model. Closeouts. I mean, they built their whole empire on selling stuff other retailers couldn't. Discounts. That whole treasure hunt experience,
Yeah. Yeah, that's what would get me in the door. Like, what am I going to find today? I remember hearing about that story about their founder, Saul Shank. Bought up all those unsold DeLoreans back in the day when DeLorean went under. Talk about a closeout score.
Right. That's them in a nutshell, though, right? Opportunistic. But you know what? As great as closeouts are, it can be a double-edged sword.
Mm.
It's exciting, but it's hard to, solidify your brand when you're all over the place.
Mhm.
What is Big Lots, really? Furniture, discount store, closeout paradise.
So they're trying to find a balance, I guess, between the closeout stuff and having everyday products. Did all that back and forth end up hurting them?
I think it definitely played a part.
Yeah.
They'd flip-flop between, pure closeouts and then more traditional retail. And customers might have gotten confused. What are you? Who are you? In retail, that matters.
Hmm.
Big Lots, it seemed like they struggled with that.
And, well, you know how it is. Retail is a bloodbath these days,
Yes.
right?
Especially with the online giants.
Yeah.
Amazon, Wayfair.
Hmm.
Did that play a role too?
Huge role. Online shopping, it's a game changer. Furniture especially. Discounting's not enough. People want an experience. Curated selection. Online shopping's just easy, right? Big Lots was getting hit from every direction and they had a hard time, standing out. It wasn't just online either, right? You had Walmart,
Yeah.
TJ Maxx. They're all about value too.
Yeah.
And TJ Maxx, it's got that treasure hunt thing going on that's like Big Lots turf.
Exactly. It was like getting squeezed from all sides. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Big Lots went all in on furniture. For a while, it looked like a genius move, actually.
Right. The pandemic, everyone's stuck at home. Suddenly everyone wants a new couch or, a desk. Furniture sales went through the roof. They were in the perfect spot for that, weren't they?
Seemed like it. 2020, record year for them. Profits, sales, everything booming. It felt like, the bet on furniture was a slam dunk. But booms, they don't last forever. And what this shows you is the risk. You get caught up in a trend. You don't have a plan for when things change.
So did people just stop buying furniture, when things opened back up?
Pretty much. World went back to normal. Demand for furniture tanked. Big Lots, they'd invested so much, stuck with all this inventory, right? Slash prices, hurt their profits.
Oh, man. It's like going all in on a poker hand and then everyone else folds,
That's a great analogy. Easy to look back now, right?
Right.
Say, oh, they should have seen it coming. But back then, probably felt like they were on top of the world. Hindsight and all that.
So we got the closeout thing, the competition, the furniture gamble that went bust, anything else that sent them down the drain.
Here's where it gets, perplexing is the word. Big Lots, they made a huge bet on themselves. Stock buybacks. But the timing. Oh, the timing. They spent almost $600 million right before their stock crash.
Whoa, $600 million. That's a lot of dough. Just for our listeners who might not know, can you break down what a stock buyback is, why it backfired so badly in this case?
Yeah, sure. Basically, a company takes its own money, buys back its own stock. What? Well, they think the stock's going to go up. They think it's undervalued. Big Lots, though, they were buying it up when prices were, inflated because of that furniture thing, like doubling down on a bet you're about to lose.
Yikes. And that's money they could have used to, weather the storm.
Exactly. And it just
Yeah.
shows you got to understand, the market, financial stuff like that, stock buybacks, they can be risky. So now you got these four big factors, the closeout thing, fierce competition, furniture, the stock buybacks. It's like they couldn't keep up, Retail's a tough game these days.
So where are they now? They're still around, but smaller. Can they come back from all that?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? There's still a name, though. Everyone knows Big Lots, and they got loyal customers. Even if there are fewer now, is that enough to rebuild. It's a tough world out there.
There's got to be something they can do, right?
Mm.
What are their options here? What if they went all in on the, treasure hunt? Like, make that their whole thing.
They could, yeah.
Yeah.
Become like the spot for bargain hunters, the people who love those crazy deals.
Yeah.
Maybe even team up with other retailers.
Yeah.
Like a clearinghouse for their extra stuff.
Yeah.
Win-win, right?
That's interesting. But wouldn't they need to, guarantee a certain amount of closeouts to make it worthwhile for those other companies? Otherwise, it's too unpredictable.
Yeah, you got a point there. They'd need to figure that out. The inconsistency.
Yeah.
Maybe like a mix, closeouts, and then regular stuff too.
Right. Keep some things people know they can get, then have those, rotating sections of just, crazy deals.
Exactly. And online too. They can't forget that. Got to be online, easy to order, get it delivered, all that.
Sounds like they need to, be both. Brick and mortar and online. A hybrid.
Absolutely. And the old-fashioned stuff still matters too. Customer service, got to make those stores welcoming, train employees, build a community, both online and in person.
So they got a lot of work to do. A strategy, online presence, customer service.
Yeah.
That's a tall order.
It is, but not impossible. The question is, can they adapt? Can they innovate? Can they stay relevant? Retail's changing all the time.
It really shows you how vulnerable anyone is. In business, I mean. Big brands, too. What works now might not work tomorrow. Got to be ready to change.
You never know what's going to happen.
No.
No guarantees in business. You got to adapt, embrace change, know your customer.
So what does this all mean for, us? As shoppers, I mean, we've all been to Big Lots. What can we learn from this?
It shows you, I think, we should support businesses that, that we believe in. If we want variety, if we want choice, we got to think about where we spend our money.
That's a really good point. Every purchase is a vote,
Yeah.
for the kind of businesses we want to see. And it's a reminder that nobody's too big to fail. Big Lots, they seemed untouchable, right?
Yeah.
Well, almost.
It shows that even the big guys, they can make mistakes, choices that don't always work out the way they thought.
Totally. So Big Lots, it's like we don't really know what's next for them, do we?
Right.
We got this chance to reinvent themselves, but it's going to be tough. They need a good plan and maybe some of that, closeout magic.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to watch, that's for sure. This Big Lots thing, it's not just them, though, is it? Makes you think, what other companies out there, big companies, are facing these same kinds of problems?
That's a good question. Makes you think. It's probably happening more than we realize, right? All those pressures, changing habits, competition's crazy. So as we wrap up our deep dive into Big Lots, let's recap. What did we learn?
We saw how a lot of things played a role in their struggles. Competition, for sure. Some of those strategic choices. And the whole retail world just changing like crazy.
It's a lesson for everyone, really. Any business. You got to be flexible. You got to come up with new ideas. You got to know what your customers want.
Yeah, I think that's key. And for us as shoppers, I think, it shows that no one's too big to fail, right? Makes you think about where you shop, where you spend your money.
Yeah, for sure. So Big Lots, their future, it's still a big question mark. Will they go back to those, to the closeouts? Will they find their thing? We'll see.
We'll be watching.
We'll be back to break it all down for you right here on The Deep Dive.
Always good to remember, knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Especially these days. Things change so fast.
Absolutely. And if you want to stay in the loop, get all the insights, make sure to subscribe to our channel, hit that like button, leave us a comment. We always love hearing from you. And don't forget to check out those links in the description. We got some extra resources there you might find interesting. So until next time, keep on learning, keep on diving deep, and we'll see you in the next episode.